I'm feeling like I'm in a murky river, actually. Maybe, and suddenly, out of the blue, I'll see a catfish come by. Yeah. Big whiskered catfish. I felt this, the theme of this song is death. This song is about death.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to The Front Room. I'm Kai, and I'm here with my dad today.
Thank you for joining us.
Going to introduce you to Aphex Twin today.
That's a name I've heard.
Yeah.
Don't know anything about him, her, them.
Yeah, I'm not going to reveal anything about them either.
Them, okay.
Well, I'm saying them as a non-gender thing.
Oh, like the them that we say. Yeah, in English.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny how English, we use they and them, even when we mean him or her?
Yeah.
You know, in order to remain vague and not give away the gender of the person.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or if they're non-binary as well, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Aphex Twin?
Aphex Twin, yeah. Aphex Twin. I'm literally gonna give you the most rudimentary information about what we're gonna get into today. The track comes from this album. I won't even tell you the name of the album. Just take a look at the cover.
Okay, it is. Is that an arrow or something pointing up to the top right or something? I don't actually know what I'm looking at. Is that stone or is it a hazy photograph of a landscape?
Yeah, I'm not trying to trick you with this or anything. I'm just simply showing you because I haven't really considered it either. But it's just a very abstract cover.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. Which may indicate that the music's fairly abstract, but I have no idea.
Yeah. And the track is called Number 3.
Number 3, you're laughing because you're wondering how I'm going to react to this.
I find an amusing title, Number 3.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if this is rap, if it's rock, if it's jazz. I don't know when it came out. I don't know where they're from. It's kind of fun going into something this way, actually.
Yeah. Do you want to know the year or you're okay?
No, don't tell me nothing.
Yeah. And then you can be the detective.
Yeah.
But even though it might be fun to like try and guess things, I would just let this track come to you more than you do like interact it from your perspective, if that makes any sense at all. At least that's the way I think about it. Okay, so this is Number 3.
Sounds a bit muddy. On purpose, no doubt. I still don't know if this is rap because rap tracks can start with something completely taken from a different genre completely. If I'm floating or if I'm below the surface in a murky river, like floating in the sky or I'm feeling like I'm in a murky river, actually. Maybe, and suddenly out of the blue I'll see a catfish come by. Yeah. Big whiskered catfish. this point, I'm 95% sure it ain't rap. But it still could be. There's a chance. Rap a la J Electronica or something, you know?
Just listen to
Oh, okay. No,
I'm going to tell you now it's not rap, so.
Okay. No, but you know how J Electronica,
Yeah.
one song, you know, or some other modern day rappers who bring in stuff that's really quite
Avant-garde.
Avant-garde, yeah. So, wow, this is interesting. Okay.
Yeah, now that we're settled in, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah. No, just keep playing.
I'm not going to give you any info. I just mean like, it's very subtle, of course.
Yeah.
So the minute changes.
Mm-hmm. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Yeah.
Getting a sense of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I can tell it's following a 4 beats to the bar pattern. You can hear those beats. Like, okay, I'll shut up.
It's not following a 4-beat.
Isn't it?
No.
But there is a rhythm to it.
There's a rhythm, but you can't grasp it fully when you try and count it out or anything.
Mm. Mm. That was it was, to me, that song was about, I'm not exactly sure, but there was movement in this song. There's movement from start to finish.
Yeah.
That kind of slightly soft pulsating.
That motif repeating.
And then some other sounds coming in. But it felt like motion. And again, I felt like I was submerged in a murkiness, because the music is murky, right?
Yeah.
And I felt like I was sinking to the bottom of a murky river or lake.
Yeah.
And after about halfway through the song, I felt the theme of this song is death. This song is about death. It's a very, has a very kind of melancholy sound to it. And it was just about somebody, maybe, I don't know, who's near death, whether it's in a river or not, doesn't really matter, but just kind of falling, sinking. Their life is slowly ebbing away from them. And then they reach the bottom of the river, lightly touch the bottom of the river, or wherever it is death is. Yeah. And then the music kind of picked up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I thought that was almost like a release. Okay, now the person is dead and relief has come. Mm-hmm. That's how I pictured it.
Yeah.
To me, it was a bit morose.
Yeah.
And that's what it conveyed to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I totally, I didn't get death, but like certain aspects of your explanation, I totally felt too. I felt like whenever I listen to the song, I feel very like paralyzed. And still.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of, it allows me to just take a second and be in the present moment. Mm-hmm. And not really think about things outside of what it's directly given me.
No, it's true. Yeah, yeah. It takes you to a place.
Yeah.
Doesn't it, in your head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has like movement. It keeps pushing forward.
Well, that's what I was saying.
But at the same time, it feels like I don't think of time when I'm listening to this. Like I'm moving somewhere, but I'm not thinking about time. I don't know how to explain that with words because I feel so still. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it makes me feel really existential. Mm-hmm. Like I'll listen to this at night, just alone, looking outside of my bedroom window, in our backyard, and the cars are sort of passing by in the distance through the trees, and it just makes me feel still, which is rare
and good. Makes you feel good. You get some sustenance from this song in some way.
It's interesting because it doesn't display any direct meaning for me. It just allows me to take a second,
right,
and contemplate,
take a deep breath.
Yeah. Whether that's like good or bad, it just sort of allows me to like,
it's probably good,
evaluate things.
That's good,
right? Which is good.
I think so.
Yeah, because
it allows you to evaluate things, but I thought but your mind isn't overly active when you're listening to it. I know. So what are you evaluating?
Evaluating not things like in my life that need attending to, but more so like just evaluating very core ideas and stuff. Sounds snobby, but like
what is life? What is,
I guess. Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know.
Like these very essential questions about just existence or something. I don't know. Yeah. That's what it makes me feel.
Yeah. Well, I think along similar lines,
there's
what you said and what I said, this idea of death. I mean, it's also part of what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, it was good. I enjoyed that.
Different experience.
Very different. So is this what you'd call ambient music?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. This is ambient.
And I think we've mentioned on the channel maybe before that you are more open to it than me. Mm-hmm. On sort of an intellectual level, I would like to. The idea of ambient music does appeal to me.
Yeah,
I think But when I've listened to little bits of it here and there, I haven't found any that's really, really, caught my attention, really moved me. But this is definitely probably the most impressive piece of ambient music I've heard so far.
Nice.
I think.
Nice. Yeah. Well, it definitely would make sense.
Yeah.
Because it's quite a song in the ambient world. Yeah.
When I go back to all the music I used to listen to as a young guy, Pink Floyd was up there. Mostly early Pink Floyd, when they were far more experimental.
Yeah.
And in that earlier experimental stage of their existence, which is really, really, really good, they were known as the rock band that used sound effects and created kind of soundscapes of sorts in those early days in the late 60s, into the early 70s. And I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So ever since hearing that sound from them, I've had a bit of an interest in hearing ambient music.
Yeah.
But I mean, ambient music takes it even one step further.
I guess the difference with that is that progressive rock stuff or the experimental rock stuff from that era, they add a lot of cool sounds. And of course, it's really atmospheric, which is sort of like I guess an atmosphere is like the sound that seeps throughout it type of thing. Yeah. And it's bass. But then they add the cool stuff on it to add there's structure. There's structure, and there's things to keep you entertained. Yes. And sounds that convey meaning. Yes. Obviously, if a guitar is strummed a certain way, it's going to convey some meaning rather than when it's strummed another way. Yeah. And that's more of a direct meaning, which is cool because that sort of experimental music, it gives you a lot to work with. It does. But the neat thing with ambient and why I think it's so valuable is because its meaning is in its lack of meaning. So it's there for you to just interpret, create your own meaning from it. Yeah, it's like the most similar thing in ambient in its genre in the musical like sphere. Yeah. Is most similar in like an artsy way to abstract art, or more similarly to me in like performance art, because performance art, there needs to be someone, which is us here, watching and then getting meaning from it, and it's very vague, just like this track number 3 by Aphex. Like it requires the listener, for there to be meaning added onto it most of the time. That's interesting. Rather than the creator having that meaning and assigning it to it. Yeah. Which is really cool to me. Yeah. I'm glad you liked this, or at least found something fascinating in some way. It was interesting. Well, the fact that it took me somewhere and made me think of something, that's good, right? Yeah. Now, I'm thinking of a name. I don't know many ambient artists. Is Philip Glass? Is he ambient music? I think he dabbles in it, but he's more of just like a contemporary classical avant-garde artist. Philip Glass had like Glasswork, which is one of his best albums, best compositions. But then he also did what's that? Mishima movie. He did the soundtrack for that, which is one of my favorite soundtracks ever. That's a great soundtrack. It's so good. Yeah. I think it's even better than the movie, even. But as a pairing, they're wonderful. And he does a lot of stuff for films. Different stuff, though. Yeah. Okay, then another name that I think of immediately is Brian Eno. Yes, yeah, he's one of the founders of ambient. Okay, and especially like music for airports. Yeah, and I think I may have heard one track. Yeah, early to mid. I probably didn't get through 2. I probably listened to 1 or something, or skipped around. I go back to that pretty frequently. Do you really? Yeah, it's really quite good. I think the method that he used to create that album was quite extraordinary. It hadn't been done before. Like he had these long strips of sound that would randomly create melodies. Like, I don't know, physical strips that would then have sound randomly assigned to it. Strips of tape? Yeah, something like that. Strips of tape, where... Like audio tape. Audio tape, where somehow randomly notes would be placed on it. So it's always changing and unexpected. Wow. And as a result, part of the album, Music for Airports, feels comforting, more comforting than number 3 here by Aphex. But then the other tracks, they're actually very unsettling in their ambientness. So it's an interesting one. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so tell me about Aphex.
Yeah, so Aphex, Aphex is one of the most, and I still have a lot to go in his discography because it's pretty big, but one of the most just extraordinary artists, frankly. So Aphex, hopefully there's a photo of him here. So that's him here.
Mm-hmm.
That's him performing in 2007. So this track is from 94. It's from Selected Ambient Works, Volume 2. And then he had a previous ambient works that range from like 85 to 92, those years, which is considered to be like one of the greatest albums of those 2 decades.
Is he?
Really.
Does he usually work alone then?
Yeah, he's just a solo act. He's a really interesting guy. Has lots of fun with his art and his persona. This is one of his album covers. It weirdly looks like a lot of AI art nowadays.
yeah.
Right. And I care because you do. That's the cover of that. And then his name's Richard D. James, and this is called Richard D. James Album. And this is a photo of him here. So he's a really interesting artist. And in fact, he I think nowadays a lot of people associate him just with ambient, or not just with ambient, but like primarily. Yeah. That's most of his most popular songs here. But actually, he's just as much of an electronic artist as he's an ambient artist.
So actual songs with a rhythm. And
with rhythm, yeah. Super heavy bass, on rhythm.
Huh.
Jungle music is a type of music. I won't go into all of it, but was really important in the UK. And he was born in Ireland, but moved to the UK, Cornwall. So that's where he grew up. And very eclectic taste that this guy has, and just variety of music. So I'd be happy to do something else from him, because if we check out something else that's very different, I'm sure you'd be amused at the very least. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yeah, thanks. And thank you very much for making it to the end here. This one's a very different one for us for the channel, but I love his ambient stuff is just extraordinary to me. So please suggest some more tracks from Aphex if you enjoyed this video, and hope you have a wonderful day.
See you again soon, everyone. Thanks for dropping in.